What is going on, guys? Your boy Guns here. We have a good old Q&A. Hot topics out of July from the Call of Dragons team. We are live on YouTube right now, witnessing history and one of the biggest, if not the biggest, upset in Call of Dragons history. Why it says come back to milk. But anyway, that's a video for another day. Right now, we're talking about the Q&A. Question: performing token recovery currently means losing star rating progress, which can feel like a major setback. Answer: we plan to let players receive a refund for the metal spent on hero star rating when performing token recovery for that hero. When you perform token recovery, you'll receive 80% of the medals you spent, matching the refund rate for tokens. The return medals will follow the same generation restrictions as return tokens. For example, if a recovery attempt returns to G3 hero medals, those medals can be used to raise star rating of G1, G2, or G3 heroes. The release date and final details will be confirmed in a future in-game announcement. So that's super cool. That is super cool about that, to be honest. Okay. That's really nice to hear. I wonder if they give us back our medals from our previous resetting. Probably not, but that'd be great. Oh God, Cavalry is struggling in the current battlefield environment, and earning merits with Cavalry has become increasingly difficult. Answer: we've heard from many players that Cavalry no longer performs well in the current battlefield environment. Its role is unclear. What? And it often struggles to gain an intended advantage over marksman legions. We understand that this has made seasonal battles less enjoyable for Cavalry players. To address this issue, we held an online roundtable with a group of players and discussed these concerns in depth. We're now reviewing their feedback alongside Cavalry's overall battlefield data. We'll use both to decide on the right solution and aim to introduce improvements in an upcoming date. Let's go, Cav Buff. I don't know who is like in this round table and who's talking there, but I think Cavs are perfectly fine where they're at. You know, is it more difficult to use Cavs now compared to back in the day because way more people have Cavs now, and you know, more people are running hammers to counter the Cavalry, which you know, I mean, it's a good counter for the Cav pushes and everything. So I don't think there's anything wrong with Cavalry personally, but hey, I mean, I got 5 million plus Cavs. Give me a buff. I'm not complaining, whatever. And then I'm complaining later. But anyways, we'll see. Matchmaking feels unfair in some season of Strive. Oh, here we go about the SBMM, the skill-based matchmaking, but we'll see. Answer: recently we received feedback from some players who felt that matchmaking in certain seasons of Strife was unfair. After reviewing and analyzing those matches, we believe this perception mainly stems from two factors. Stronger teams may band together against weaker teams, creating a significant imbalance between the two sides. Two, the matchmaking system may not fully account for actual strength of some high-power players. To address these issues, we plan to make the following changes. 1. Prevent stronger teams from banding together against weaker ones. Most scenarios after annual scenario will switch to camp versus camp format. The upcoming season of Season Strive 2 will be one of them. These camp-based scenarios will use new matchmaking system. A-class realms will be matched separately from B-class realms. We will also try to keep realms within the same class closer in strength and make the opposing camps as evenly matched as possible. This should make each season fair and more competitive. Okay, so essentially they're doing the Diplo for us. That's cool. We'll see when there's more. Oh, we'll switch to camp versus camp. Okay, so it's literally there's no Diplo. It's our camp versus your camp. It's like a 1v1, or that's okay. That's interesting. I wonder how they're gonna end up making that decision there. Okay, to better reflect each player's true strength, we will also take battle losses into account. Players who earn merits more efficiently will be rated more highly by the matchmaking system. You see. Okay. Okay. We expect to begin testing this change in version 1.052. See, the thing about that is like battle losses. So when you look at someone's victories and losses, just because someone has way more losses than victories doesn't necessarily mean that they're worse than someone who has a better victory to loss ratio. Now, if both the players are range players, and this one has way more efficiency from victories and defeats compared to this guy that has no idea how to micro or read the field, then yeah, this guy's going to be better. But you can have a scenario where you have this guy who's an infantry player / cavalry player who's doing a lot of yeeting, who may not be getting as many victories as the mage player over here, when this player over here would be more effective at the top level. So that could be a little bit tricky, only using, like, you know, kind of adding that into the factor, because I mean, yeah. Okay. We will also update personal migration score formula so that high-powered players receive scores that better reflect the difference in overall strength. Bro, this is probably the biggest thing when it comes to like player imbalance when it comes to the migration score. I mean, we've talked about this to a great strength where migration score, they should be different, or I mean, a lot of us say just bring back power cap, right? Straight up power cap should be better in terms of balance, like balancing the matchmaking on that. But I guess improving if they don't want to get to the migration score at all, yeah, making it better, because it's like, you know, a Kraken is usually like 25 points, I think, is the max, compared to me at 23. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of confidence in myself. I think I'm an amazing player, but 23 points compared to 25 points to a Kraken, yeah, there needs to be a bigger gap there. I mean, for you guys in the chat right now, what migration score should a Kraken have, right? Those players that are wasting billions and billions and billions of mana a season, like, what migration score should they have? 30? 35? I don't know. Let me see in the YouTube chat what you guys think for that. Okay, as we move on here. Some players are letting rallies attack their own city so they can farm merits with very few losses. This makes alliance management difficult, increases the loss suffered by defending side, could help discourage this behavior. What? Some players are letting rallies attack their own city so they can farm. What the hell? We're aware of this problem. The current system was meant to stop players from suffering such heavy losses after their city was breached that gave up the season entirely. However, some players are now taking advantage of that protection by letting rallies attack their cities and farming merits at very little cost. This hurts the overall battle experience for everyone. Therefore, in the future, we plan to test changes that make it more costly to let a city be attacked by a rally. Okay, and how? We don't want to solve this by simply increasing unit deaths. Okay, that's good. Instead, we're considering a temporary debuff that activates when a city's durability reaches 0. Legions inside the city would become weaker for a period of time, preventing them from rejoining battlefield immediately. If this change works well, we consider adding it to... Okay, interesting. Not sure how that would work, to be honest. Or like what this all is even talking about. Yeah, what is, I don't even know what that's talking about. Mana villages are hard to manage, members. Oh my god, we're still having this conversation, bro. Just give the villages to the whole camp. Like, come on, like, it really is that simple, bro. But anyways, members who rarely fight to or earn merits can secretly attack them, and alliance managers have no easy way to stop this. Yeah, you do. You kick them, but that's a conversation for another day. Answer: we've given a lot of thought to how villages should be managed. Letting alliance managers assign village buffs directly might work early in a season when there are only a few villages to manage. As the season goes on, however, alliances occupy more villages and must coordinate members across different warbands. Manually assigning every village buff would take up too much time and create a heavy workload for alliance managers. Rather than asking alliance managers to manage every village themselves, we want a system to handle more of the work automatically. This may involve setting a merit requirement for attacking villages and displaying the merits of the occupying player. Sheesh. Okay, this is some good stuff in here. After a pass opens, alliances still have to wait a long time for towers to be built before the fighting can begin. We agree that the wait... Okay, this is their answer. We agree that the wait is too long. It slows battle down and drains the momentum on both sides. Simply placing the two sides closer together would create another problem. The weaker side needs enough room and defensible positions to regroup, strengthen its defenses, and prepare a counterattack instead of being defeated too quickly. That's why we're adding a series of choke points along the route to the final objective. They will give the losing side places to regroup and rebuild its front line. Okay, I can agree with that. As much as I don't really enjoy like the choke point fighting, it does give alliances that are losing more areas to defend themselves effectively, right? And ultimately that's good for both sides because the weaker side gets to defend better and last a little bit longer. Ultimately, they're going to end up losing anyways, right? But they'll at least last a little bit longer. So at first I'm like, but now I'm like, okay, I can agree with like, you know, so harder areas to penetrate through with that. This means that after pass open, both sides must spend a considerable amount of time building and planning their front lines before the first battle can take place. Okay. In the new season, we plan to test ways to speed up construction after a pass opens. Okay, now we're talking. This should reduce the time alliances spend waiting for towers to finish, allowing them to reach key areas deeper within the region and engage the enemy sooner. It should also reduce the advantage that the stronger side can gain from a raid. Okay. That's good. I think that's good. As the season continues, the gap between newer and longtime players is becoming increasingly frustrating. Okay. Players entering a season of Strife for the first time have had less time to develop their heroes, artifacts, war pets, and other progression systems, putting them at a disadvantage against more established players. We're working on a smoother progression path for newer players so they can gradually close that gap. At the same time, we need to keep the seasons fair and respect the time and resources that longtime players have already invested. Good luck on that. Balancing that is, you know, that's the million-dollar question. Question, players would like more distinctive rare cosmetics that better showcase their individuality. Answer, we've seen the demand for rare cosmetics that allow players to express their individuality. We're currently creating a limited time city themes for 5 cumulative purchase tiers. Players who reach a tier will receive the city theme for that tier. The city theme will be released gradually across several future updates. The release dates and unlock requirements will be announced in game. Okay. Listen, so for those of you guys that don't know, Rise of Kingdoms is the other game that that they have that the company has, and there is city themes for people who have spent 500,000, and I think there's city themes for people that have paid $1 million. And something about like the cities give like AoE buffs to like 10 cities around them. I don't know. I'd have to go back and fact check that, but that's what I've been hearing. So I mean, this is interesting. I mean, look, if someone's paid $500,000, $1 million, go ahead, bro. Give them their buffs and their flowers. I personally, for me, I haven't spent nowhere near anything to $500,000, but if people have done that, I personally don't have a problem with them having an extra buff. I mean, they earned it. They technically earned it. I mean, that's an insane amount of money. But anyways, after sending a city garrison formation into PvP battle, you have to manually re-equip the hero's artifacts and war pets when it returns. This is easy to forget and can leave the city vulnerable to heavy losses. Yeah. We've received this feedback and understand that this issue creates unnecessary frustration and adds extra work when managing battles and legions. We'll work to improve this as soon as possible, making city garrison information easier. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes when, like, let's just say I put out my Joran Ella out there and my Joran has the artifact and the pet, and now I went to sleep, and now my Ella Joran garrison, my Ella won't have an artifact or a pet. Like, it's, yeah, it could be a little weird. Okay. We plan to add confirmation prompt to, okay. The current season rewards don't feel worth the effort. Okay. Man, this is juicy. This is the last one right here. Bear with me. The current season rewards don't feel worth the effort. The Amber is particularly unappealing to players who are not developing their war pets. Why? What? Why wouldn't you develop your war pets? Like, what? Like, who are these people? Anyways, we understand that Amber's has limited value for players who aren't developing war pets. We're considering adding more types of items to the season store to give these players other options. We've also considered offering better rewards in seasons with more intense fighting. Okay. The problem is that this could push more power. This could push more players towards the strongest realms and create extremely powerful super alliances. Then don't allow it. Create the power cap. Create better migration scores. Like, you could prevent this, guys. Come on. These realms would be matched against the same pool of opponents repeatedly, making future seasons less enjoyable. For that reason, we're not going to increase rewards for every player in the season. Instead, we will add more rewards for players who perform exceptionally well. Okay, that's dope. The same level of performance will earn the same rewards on every server. We also plan to introduce cross-server rankings for the glory rating, giving players... Oh, wow. Okay. That's dope. That is dope. That's it for the developers Q&A. If you have any more questions regarding what we've talked about today or anything else in the game, please feel free to share your feedback. Well, guys, that does it for the Q&A. Let me know in the comments section below. Anything that you guys feel, any suggestions, anything like that. The community devs do read the comments of my videos, so make sure you guys put the comments in there. Questions, anything like that would be great. Let me know your guys' thoughts, guys. That's gonna be it for me on this Q&A, and these are all some juicy topics. I'm excited for them. But anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys drop a like on the video. It definitely helps me out. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're almost at 10K. I've been saying that for like a year. But anyways, we're getting close. Hit that sub button. Turn on the bell notification. Let you guys know when I go live or drop a new video. Guys, until next time, it's your boy Guns, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.